We're now in early Pollen. Yep, you have definitely said that far too many times. What about you, Nem? I keep trying to tell myself that not everyone needs to fight aliens, Nem says, looking up the colony road to the garden and geoponics domes, but I can't stand it when Cal talks about how we all gotta sing songs and get along. He's so stupid. Let's see, it is early Pollen, which is Rex's birthday. We'll keep that in mind. Hey, an egg. You bump into Tangent after a routine checkup in the medbay. Selene, could you wait a moment? I'm almost done. Let's walk out together. Dr. Incidence gives you a curious look as Tang hurries to catch up to you, but goes back to her work. You wonder if Tang needs something from you or just wants to hang out. Lately, it seems like she has less time for her friends, preferring to work late in the lab. Maybe she's lonely. Ah, nice weather we're having, Tang says as you walk outside. You look around. It seems pretty normal for the season. She clears her throat. It's so different here than it was in space, she says. Growing up in a spaceship was so clean and tidy. Here I'm constantly sweeping pollen or dust or spores or what have you off everything. There was a mushroom growing in the corner of the bathroom the other day. I kind of like it honestly, or yeah, it's gross here. We could agree with her. But honestly, I think our character likes the variety. Yuck, Tang says, wrinkling her nose. You can have it. You walk for a few more minutes. Tang clearly has something on her mind, so you let her sit with it until she finally steels herself. I'm not very good at this sort of thing, she says slowly. So, you know I've been working on a big project with the chief engineer? Yeah, or what big project? Yeah. You nod and she continues, well, it's been going really well. I think we're finally over the last hurdle now. Governor Lum says it's going to change everything here in the colony for the better. Tang seems more at ease than you've seen her in years. Truly, I couldn't have done it without you, Tang says, a slight smile warming her usually expressionless face. I know I can be a hard person to be around, but I appreciate everything you've done for me, and ultimately, for the colony, and all of humanity. What's really going on with you? Happy to help a friend, or try to make your move? But what's really going on? Tang shrugs. It's nothing, she says. I just think it's nice to take a moment to recognize when someone has helped you. I'm trying to do it more. If the last decade has taught me anything, it's that you don't want to wait until it's too late. She smiles cryptically. Happy to help a friend. Tang nods and shoves her hands into the pockets of her lab coat, apparently having exhausted her capacity for heartfelt conversation. Nothing tucked back here. Okay. Hal's holding the ice pack to his face. Hey, Selene, he greets you, giving you a half-hearted wave. Don't worry, he says, indicating the swelling scrape across his cheek. Kind of weird how me and Rex get so clumsy around the Helio kids, huh? He gives you a significant look. You get clumsy around the Helio kids. Sure. Alright, hey, Nomi? You look over Nomi's shoulder and see that they're drawing a whole page dedicated to native autumnan plants. They look up at you and rub their cheek with the end of their pencil. I know we're supposed to believe in Governor Lum, they confess, but what if we accidentally hurt the planet? What if some of the super cool plants and animals die? They look down at their page. I just think it'd be really sad if that happened. So do I. Hey, is it just me or is everyone here just like light speed hot, Rex says. Seriously, is it something in the water? Because, oh, dang. Rex lets out a little howl and then laughs, clapping you on the back, present company included. Hugs incoming. Ooh, unique dialogue. Rex beams when he sees you walking toward him. Selene, he calls, just the person I wanted to see. You duck under the shade of an overhanging bit of construction. I want to talk to you about something. Rex starts without preamble. I want to talk about us. Nothing to talk about? We're just friends? Or what do you mean, us? Rex tilts his head at you, the corner of his mouth quirking up in a crooked fang smile. I mean, how can I say this? You're hot, and I'm easy. Why don't we put those two things together and see what happens? He brushes the back of his fingers against your cheek. I know when someone's flirting with me, gorgeous. I can tell you're into this pup. He laughs and ducks his head, running his hands through his hair. Sorry, I can't turn it off. Haha. Rex links his fingers behind his head and rocks back on his heels. I've never really dated anyone before, he confesses. Like, I love people, and I really like fooling around with people, but those aren't always the same people, if you catch what I'm saying. It's like how I love Nomi, but I don't want to be sexy with him. And I've definitely hooked up with people I didn't really feel anything for just because it was fun and we both wanted to. He stops rocking and takes your hands. If you're okay with that, I think we could have a lot of fun and just see where it goes. Okay, but won't dating be complicated? Or stop, no, I don't feel the same way? Or yeah, we should date. Huh, so it looks like this is where we have to choose with Rex. Either, I think, aiming for exclusive, don't date, or be open, but dating, I think. Last thing from chat was aiming towards Cal. Holly, haha, probably not. Yeah, I don't feel the same way. Rex gives you the biggest, saddest puppy dog eyes you've ever seen. Really? He whines. Like, literally whines. Then he stands up straight and gives you a huge smile. Kidding, kidding, he exclaims. I'm just pulling your leg. We're cool, for real. I mean, you know me, a dog's gotta hunt. I've got plenty of friends I don't sleep with, he says. I'm always happy to have one more. Rex slings a friendly arm around your shoulders. I'm glad we talked about this, he says. There's nothing better than a boy and his dog, right? You have to agree. It's awkward to tell someone you don't like them that way, but you feel good about this one, and Rex seems as genuinely happy as ever. It's good to have a friend like Rex. Alright. We can go straight back to flirting. I heard your friendship has benefits. Alright, we were gonna give him a gift because it's his birthday. Of yet another log. Woo! Rex howls with happiness as he takes the mushwood from you. You remember my birthday and brought me the perfect thing to help build my bar. Alright, Mars. Why should I care for nature? Mars asks, flipping her hair over her shoulders. The only thing nature has ever done is kill my people. I refuse to be held hostage by a planet that doesn't want us here. She smiles, though her overall expression is dangerous. If nature wants to kill us, well, it's only fair if we try to kill it right back. I mean, that's a perspective. A war on alien life, Diz says, shaking his head. Am I the only person in this whole stupid colony who realizes that we are literally the aliens here? No. Oh, and I guess I can give out... I think we still have a lot of crystals, so I can still give those out to the people that like them while I'm around. So, Mars, you can have a crystal cluster. And Nomi. You can have a crystal cluster. Oh, and more conversation with Nomi. Where you normally find Rex and Nomi playing together, you find only Rex. You ask him where Nomi is, and he shrugs. Sorry, I don't know. They mentioned they were kind of under the weather. They're probably leveling their Legend of Avamar character. You could try messaging them on their holopalm. You thank Rex and go back to your room. You get comfortable on your bed and load up Nomi's private Legends of Avamar server. Back on Earth, there would have been thousands of people playing this game, but now it's just a brave few nerds. Just as Rex said, Nomi's logged in to one of their characters. They send you a message. Hey, sorry if you were looking for me. I feel super crummy, so I'm going to spend some time in Avamar. I'm leveling an alt right now. If you make a new character, I can help you with the first group quests. What kind of character do you want to play? Warrior, wizard, rogue, or... I don't have time for this. My go-to when I'm playing D&D and such is warrior, so... or that sort of character, so we'll go that route. You log into the game with your new character. After spending a few minutes having minor existential crisis over the name, you eventually give up and name them after yourself. Nomi is waiting for you with their new character. Mydraeus, an elven archer with long red hair. They jump a few times in your general direction. Your character is so cute, hee. Flirt with Nomi. Oh, hey, thanks, yours too, or let's play. Oh, thanks, yours too. Hey, you think so? Thank you. That's a good picture. I do like the large-scale pictures that they periodically have in this game. They're really well done. You do the first few quests with Nomi. Their character is a little more powerful than yours, so there's lots of time to chat. Nomi keeps up a running banter about your adventures, typing as if they're speaking for their character. Fear my bow, meddlesome creatures. The Force will miss not your presence. It's hard not to notice how much more serious and well-spoken Nomi seems to be when they're writing in character instead of speaking. You didn't know you had it in. You didn't know you had it in them. I would assume that's they. They had it in them. Do you play along? Forsooth I do, or for the, no. Forsooth I do. You type back, taste mine blade of vengeance, villain. Nomi sends you a string of hearts. You play for a bit until you have to stop to sell your loot at the vendor, marveling at the accessories you'll be able to buy when you have some more gold. Nomi opens a trade window with you and plunks a necklace into it. It's one of the most expensive ones, and a huge increase in stats. Galactic! I thought it would look good on you. Accept it and flirt back, accept it without saying anything, or close the trade window instead. Flirt back. You type back, I shall wear it into battle and think of you, my star. Nomi replies with a heart. You and Nomi battle your way through a null encampment and stand face to face with the big bad, Graz Mage Pelt. Nomi readies their bow. Heroes, we are called to battle. +1 to red cards, 10 kudos if we equal the goal. Alright. +7 if this is the only blue card. We could do that this round. We have too many blues to do that in a different round. So, why not? That looks like a very good start. Wild and unchangeable at a 4. Okay. These ones are going to turn into 4s. We could do something like that. None of these increase to a 4. So yeah, I could just use the wild here. Or save it. I think saving it's probably good. See if it's more useful in this round. 5, 4, 3... Oh, that can actually turn to a 6. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. That still doesn't get us to the super goal. There we go. Super goal is 38. So can I get to 38? No, that's way too low. Trying to just barely drop things down. There we go, 38. We matched the super goal. Obviously, we could do better. I think 42 is where we actually got to, if I'm remembering. But we got the super goal. You stand victorious over Graz Mage Pelt. When you click out of the loot window, you have a message writing from Nomi. Our bond is greater than any evil that may befall this land. The power of true love conquers all. Nomi sends you a kissing emoji, then a string of question marks. Wait, what? Yes, it's perfect for our characters, with a flirt. Or, this doesn't feel right. Yeah. Nomi obviously is doing this in character, not out of character, which is a very big difference. So, yeah. It's perfect for our characters. Yay, OMG, I'm happy you get it. LMAO. You wait a few minutes while Nomi composes their message. Finally, they send you. Medreus, Tree Whisperer, turns and embraces Selene in their strong arms. My love, they say. By your side, I would hazard any foe. Nothing frightens me more than the prospect of life without you. The fiery-haired archer bends to press their lips to Selene's, sealing their love with a kiss. You log off the game and open a chat window with Nomi. What do you say? What was that all about? That was really fun, or so want to meet up and do that in person? I feel like Nomi would not like that one. That was really fun. OMG, yeah, thank you. You're not sure they're keeping those separate? It's possible. Nomi doesn't seem to me to be strongly the romantic sort. I don't know if I'd go all the way to asexual, but maybe. Yeah. OMG, thank you. I had so much fun too. LMAO. Maybe I will use it for inspiration for my manga, haha. I sure don't like anyone like that, OMG. Sometimes it feels like everyone's just a big ball of hormones here. Like, all of a sudden, everyone cares about who's doing smutty stuff, and I'm just sitting here like, yuck. Oh, I feel that way too? Think you might be interested someday, or maybe you haven't met the right person. I'm not going to say that, but might be interested someday or haven't met the right person. Think you might be interested someday. Okay. It's like, okay, I might be interested in someday, but I think I'd really have to like someone first, you know? Like Rex? Like me? Yeah, who knows? So should I give up on Nomi and go after Cal? Or should I keep trying with Nomi to see if it works? And maybe Cal if it doesn't. Cal this run. Then like Rex? Nah, yeah, who knows? Yeah, like maybe, or maybe not. Nomi's good out here. I'm not really thinking about it right now. I just can't imagine liking someone that much. Or them liking me that much, haha. But anyways, thank you for playing with me. Nomi's enthusiasm. It's now a 6 that makes neighboring cards wild. That is cool. Sometimes it's easier to talk about this stuff when I get to pretend to be someone else, you know? Yep. Alright. We can do one more thing before we need to relax. More robots. You're on break from your work in engineering, catching up on colony social media when Tang sits down beside you and clears her throat. The frown line between her eyebrows is a permanent feature these days, but today it's out in force. I need to talk through a problem I'm having, she says without preamble. Like a personal problem or a science problem? Probably a science problem. Tang nods. Yes, exactly. Usually I would talk through a blockage with congruence, she continues, but congruence's database is being recompiled this week, and she's only functioning at 10% capacity read-only. At that point, a literal human is better at logic. You're the only person I could think of who I trust with this kind of thing, she says. Sure, I'll help, or no, I'm too busy. Yeah, I'll help. Tang launches into an explanation of the problem she's having. Luckily, she doesn't require much from you except a friendly ear. You chime in with what you hope are helpful questions, leading her down different thought experiments that cause her to rethink the original problem, each of which she takes the time to explain with more passion than you thought Tang was capable of. From what you can gather, it has to do with inclusion bodies and cytoplasmic aggregates and capsid proteins and electron refractile particles. It's uber technical stuff. So you're working with viruses? Or I don't really get it. So, whoa, what's that card? Engineered Plague. That doesn't sound like the friendliest card of all times. So you're working with viruses? Yes, precisely, Tang says, pleased you're keeping up. So as I was saying, the more you hear, the more you're sure of it. Chief Engineer Instance and Tang's secret project, the thing they've been working on behind closed doors for years, is an engineered disease. A designer virus targeting only native Vertumnan creatures. That's the only reason Tang could be asking those kinds of questions. A bioengineered virus specifically targeting all the animals of Vertumna. Seems like a bad thing. You ask to see her notes on the subject, and she pulls them up on her holopalm to show you. Yes, you're sure of it. If what they're working on is successful, it'll affect almost all fauna on Vertumna, from tiny hop-eyes to the terrible faceless. You surreptitiously record a copy of her notes on your own holopalm. This sounds dangerous, or this is really groundbreaking stuff. This sounds dangerous. What? Tang says, forcing a laugh. This is just homework for my biology class. It's all hypothetical. She stands up from the table. Well, I should get back to work. I mean, school. Thank you for your help. Tang retreats from the break room, leaving you alone with your discovery. You could try talking to her again, or take what you've learned to the governor directly. Yeah, bioengineered viruses are usually a bad thing. +1 to blue cards, randomly locked. It's a good card to get locked in place if one's gonna be locked. Unfortunately, 7 is hard to work with because I can't really go bigger. And I've got a lot of 4s. Okay. +2 to cards with gems. Alright. Seems reasonable. I got it up to 49. Sure. I'll take the win. More creativity. I'm still not getting the event I want. Because I don't need all this engineering. Engineering super max. The creativity's not bad, but I could just get creativity better ways. Alright, we're now max stressed, so we'll need to rest this month. Hey, Tang. Tang seems especially troubled today, so you invite her on a long walk around the inner wall. That's Tang's thing, thinking walks. She's touched that you know her that well. She talks in fitful bursts, then lapses into long silences. Finally, she stops and puts her hand on the wall, like she's bracing herself. Selene, something's been bothering me, she says, clenching her other hand at her side. She collects her words with great difficulty. Is it morally defensible to do something that people wouldn't approve of if you're doing it in their best interests? What if you don't have a choice? I know about the engineered plague. I don't know what it is you're talking about, or yes, it is. I know about the engineered plague. Tang smiles, though it doesn't really reach your eyes. It was only a matter of time, I suppose, she says quietly. Sometimes it seems like you know everything that goes on in the colony. Thank you again for your help, she continues. You really were instrumental in overcoming several hurdles, whether you know it or not. Lum is just using you an instant. You're committing genocide, Tang. I support you. As your friend, please don't do it. Wow. We have 90 friendship or higher with Tang? We're at max friendship. That's super weird. I didn't realize it was that high. Nifty. Yeah, so we could just, as her friend, say, don't kill everything using a biovirus. Like an engineered virus. That seems bad. Or this is a terrible idea. I mean, ultimately, I don't want them releasing a virus. Yeah, the flora is the fauna, so start. Yes. Everything on this planet is connected, and they have to know that, which means if you're killing all the animals, you're also killing all the plants and all the fungus and all of the everything. Because everything on this planet is very interconnected, and I doubt their biovirus can target just specifically all animals and nothing else. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna appeal to her as a friend because I don't know if these would work as well. Like, Lum is just using you in an instance. She probably already knows that. She is also very much aware. Yeah, the animals plant themselves. That's true. Like the Bricky that, like our pet that we have, starts its life as a creature but turns into a plant. And so it's literally a plant as well as a creature. And if a lot of the plants work that way, then killing all the animals kills all the plants. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with this one. It's the most clearest option. As my friend, Tang replies incredulous. A real friend would understand why I have to do this. I have to protect Dr. Instance. I have to protect the colony. She pushes herself off the wall and starts walking away from you. A few paces, she stops and her shoulders slump. I don't want to do this, Selene, she says, miserably. If I don't help Instance, though, Lum is going to kill her. The colony needs her. I need her. I don't know what I'd do without her. She sighs. I don't know. Maybe we can convince him to stop? Tang scrubs her hands against her eyes and turns to you. She looks so impossibly tired, and for a moment, as young as she really is. Lum is forcing us to work on the virus, she says. I don't know what to do. We should go talk to him now, or I'll find a way to convince him. Do we talk to Lum now and say, we know about the virus, put a stop to it? Or do I hold off and hope I can find a way to convince him myself? Convinced, so I'll find a way to convince him myself later. Alright, we'll see if I can find a way to convince him. Visit command to put a stop to the chief engineer's genocidal plan. Tang will back you up. Alright, we need to rest. Oh yeah, that was just the first person we talked to. We still need to talk to everyone. Alright. Cal looks up from the geoponics bed where he's doing something sciencey with the water. Oh, hey, Selene, he says. Just give me a sec. I'm checking the oxygen levels in the beds. Too much, and you get too much aerobic bacteria. He huffs a little laugh. I sound like Tang, right? There's a lot of science in the geoponic stuff. It sure is the future. Let's go down here and see if Anemone or Vase are around. There they are. Yep, that's one of your, like, 3 phrases you have. We have seen that one as well. Nomi. My mom and dad asked if I was getting serious with anyone, Nomi says, wrinkling their nose. Gross a Rooney, right? Yep. We've read that one. Mars. Yep, we've read that one as well. Any collectibles? No. Alright, hey Dis. Dis flags you down outside the gates. He's covered in dust and grime. He must have just come back from an expedition. Hey Selene, he says. Have you seen my sister? I went to drop off my gear at our quarters, and it looks exactly the same as I left it. I sent her a message on Holo, but she left me on read. He frowns and ruffles his hand through his hair. You work with her a lot, right? Is she okay? She's not living in the lab. Oh, do I tell Dis? Well, she's working on a literal plague, or now she's just being weird. Oh, man. I mean, that would destroy their friendship, what little is left of it. But he might also have some ideas of how... I don't know. Like, Dis might have ideas of how we can use that information to put a stop to it, but I also think Dis is more likely to just do something stupid and rash, if I told him. Tell Dis he probably has the deets. I just feel like this could turn out so poorly. But, yep, we'll give it a shot, see how it goes. Hopefully it doesn't turn out terribly. This gives you an incredulous look. Sure, a plague, right? I know my sister is a problem, he continues, but she's not literally an evil genius. Ooh, Tang, destroyer of the world, seriously? Stop messing with me. We're too old for that. I'm not joking, Dis. The tone of your voice makes Dis pause. Wait, you're serious? That's what they're working on in there? You nod and give Dis a quick summary of what you've learned and how. By the end, he's gone so pale he almost looks green. I don't want it to believe it, he mutters, but if what you're saying is true, it'll kill everything, won't it? Not just animals either. The fungal pathways are integral to all life on Vertumna. Tang has no idea, does she? She thinks she's so smart, but she's always been too proud to get out there and dig around in the dirt and see what's really going on. This looks like he's about to be sick. If they release the virus, it'll be the end of everything, even the gardeners. This takes a few steps away and looks out into the wilderness, covering his mouth with one hand as he thinks. Eventually he turns to you, his face is expressionless. I'll take care of this, he says cryptically. You'll talk to her, or what are you going to do? You'll talk to her? He says. Yeah, I'll talk to her. He stares past you at the engineering building. Just let me deal with this, Selene. Thanks for telling me. You're winding down for bed, scrolling through the colony social media when an explosion rocks the colony. You are pelted by knickknacks and mementos falling off your shelves as the blast rips through the living quarters, stealing the air from your lungs. Your ears are still ringing when you run out of the living quarters, passing people in various states of undress as you all filter outside in shock. Outside, you're greeted by the acrid smell of burning plastic and metal. The engineering building is on fire. The laboratory and medbay wing is completely engulfed in flame, smoke pouring from the open door. Congruence's fire suppression system is doing its best, but everything in there is toast. The gene engineering equipment, the live experiments, the chief engineer's lab and personal research, all destroyed, and any samples of the engineered virus probably. You cover your mouth and nose with your shirt, just in case. Peng pushes past you, getting a few meters closer to the flames at the entrance before she falls to her knees and clutches herself. She stares forward in a trance, a dark smudge of silhouette against the fire's blinding orange light. You look around and meet the eyes of the chief engineer. She looks impassive as always, her jaw set as she watches the destruction of her work. For better or for worse, they won't be releasing that virus anytime soon. Lost 2 colony defense. The mood the next day is somber. You volunteer to help the construction crews pick through the rubble and sort it to be repurposed or put in the recycler. There's nothing left of the lab, or Dr. Instance's experiments. The loss is incalculable. No more gene engineering, obviously, but also among the casualties are other more mundane projects like agricultural research and medicinal plants. The medbay can be repaired, but it might be a while. You check in on your friends. Everyone is stunned, and a feeling of grief pervades the colony. The council members do a head count, and everyone in their divisions. By midday, they send an announcement to everyone's holopalms. Unbelievably, there were only a few burns and minor injuries. However, Dis is missing. No one's found a body yet, but with great weariness, the council concludes that Dis must have been caught in the blast. His memorial service is scheduled for 1 week from now. You know better, though. You bet Dis set that bomb and walked right out the front gates in the chaos. Yeah, that didn't turn out how I wanted it to. As I said, Dis was more likely to do something drastic. That's bad. See, is there any obvious harm? No, we can still go into engineering. Oh, we can't. No, that's because we're stressed. Okay, I was like, whoa, they locked out everything? No. Yeah, this is a bit of a wild card. Yep, we've read that one. Your mom's hard at work. Are you even surprised anymore? She cares about the fields more than she cares about anything else. Alright. Well, we need to relax. Hopefully we can find Dis. We were tired, made a bad choice? Yeah. I mean, maybe if I'd said, hold off, I'll take care of it, rather than just asking if he was going to talk to her. Maybe that would have turned out different. I don't know. Your mother's white strontia flowers are flourishing in the gardens and everywhere else too. They're really taken to something in the soil here. You even see them outside the walls. Something must be carrying their seeds out towards the wilderness. We keep getting bonuses with our pet, but I think this is Base's special card, but it's a really terrible card. -1 to neighboring cards. But I don't know if I want to just get rid of it. Is that Base's main card? I guess is the question. Yeah, I think it is. I'm sure Vase would be one of the combat-focused ones. So I won't get rid of it in case it is Vase's main card. On to late Pollen. This is Cal... No. Nope. No one's birthday. Technically, this is Tammy's birthday, but obviously, we're not giving Tammy a birthday gift. Yep, don't sneak up on our mom. Read that one before. Man, like, I'm not surprised Dis planted a bomb and bailed. But also, I'm somewhat surprised Dis just planted a bomb and bailed. Checkmate aliens, yep, read that one. Rex is chatting with one of the young soldiers from the Helio, smiling wolfishly down at her with his hand braced above his head as she giggles. When she sees you coming, her smile drops and she beats a hasty retreat, avoiding your gaze. Rex turns his confused expression, melting away to the light when he sees you. Well, hey, Selene, he exclaims. Some of the Helios are weird about being seen with me. He continues, unbothered. She'll be back. Yep. Read that one. Read that one. I don't know if we've read this one. I owe everything I am to Chief Engineer Instance, Tang says. She sees me for who I really am. Tang rubs her fingertips over her jaw. Without her, I would probably be as sad and as isolated as my brother, or as broken as my mother was. I owe her my life. I would do anything she asked of me. Yeah, that's kind of the problem. At some point, you need to look at what you're being asked. Shouldn't everyone be in mourning? I mean, yes, since they all assume Dis is dead. Obviously, we're not in mourning because we believe he's not dead. We don't actually know he's not dead. You spot Nem playing darts with a bunch of other soldiers. She throws a dart and it lands clear in the middle of a faceless, well, head isn't the right word, but the soldiers all cheer and clap her on the back. She breaks away from the group and slings an arm over your shoulders. Did you see that, Selene? Yes, I did. So I think now that we're maxed on stress, I want to go out and explore again. And we were asked by Tangent to explore a specific location, but I don't think that particularly matters anymore. I don't know if there's anywhere to see, like, quests. But I want to say it was the plains that she was asking us to go to. But, yeah. Perception in animals, we don't need perception. This is perception in biology. Yeah, so, yeah, she wanted eggs for virus breeding. Likely. But we'll go there. Only do the events that stand out as being unique. And pick up collectibles. So our goal is not trying to get totally exhausted. You report to the expedition's tent to find not just Utopia, but Security Chief Rhett and Vase as well. I just can't spare any more of my people, Utopia is explaining to them. You've already pulled almost all the foragers, and we're already running skint crews in the ridges as it is. There's one person you can spare, Rhett replies, turning to face you. Hello, Selene. How'd you like to transfer onto one of my hunting parties? Utopia tells me you're one of her best explorers. We'd use someone like you. He indicates Vase. I need someone who can keep up with this one. Vase puffs his chest proudly. I would never kill a living creature. Why do we need to kill them? Or sure, I'd love to hunt. Obviously, I would never kill a living creature is false. We do it every glow. I don't think I'd go as far as I love to hunt. So, why do we need to kill them? Vase laughs. Because they're killing us, Selene. Keep up. He clenches his fist. It's the classic struggle between humanity and nature, he says. Nature's not all flowers and rainbows. On Earth, everything and everyone was trying to kill each other. For survival, for food, heck, even just for fun. I can't wait to bag a real trophy Xeno, he chuckles, framing his hands like a painting on a wall. First 10-point buck on Vertumna. I don't want to kill animals for fun. Rhett scowls at Vase. You won't be killing them for fun, you'll be killing them to defend the colony. Vase rolls his eyes. I mean... both of these are extremely strong. I would never kill a living creature, or sure, I'd love to hunt. We'll take the option by saying sure, I'd love to hunt. Rhett nods. Good, I'm glad to hear that, he says, then turns to Vase. But first, I need to make sure you know the basics. Vase, bring out the Vricky. Oh, they're giving me a test to see how good I am at killing, and it's a Vricky. I've got to pet one of these following me around, and they just bring one out for me to kill, apparently. Harsh. Vase goes over to a tent and brings back the Vricky on a long chain. It's sprightly and bright-eyed, some might even say cute, and comes up nearly to your waist. Vase looks proud of his duty as monster bearer. I caught this one myself, Rhett tells you. I'm adding it to the training zoo, so don't kill it. But feel free to give it a few pokes, then tell me what are its weaknesses, its strengths. How would you defeat it in a fight? Analyze it with animals, or attack it with combat to learn about it, or just take a wild guess. I'm not really liking this event anymore. We'll analyze the beast. Again, I've got a pet Vricky following me around everywhere. Should be pretty easy to know a bit about them. 10-9. But then that turns into a 3. That is a shame. Sure. It's big numbers. Let's see, if I put a non-red in there... Ooh, doubles the card to the right. Neat. Yeah. Sure. Alright. 8, 7, 6... We do not have a 5, and no means of making a 5. Sure, something like that. Alright, gain a bit of animals. You study the creature for a long time. It looked nervous, skittering from side to side and making clicking noises. You throw a stick at it, and it leaps up to grab it in its mandibles. It angrily tears it in half, then glares at you. You think about your own pet, Bright Eyes. This one is larger and fungus-like, maybe even close to the end of its mobile part of its life cycle. You know that one day all Vrickies must take root and become nurse trees for the next generation. You rattle off some other facts you've learned from playing with Bright Eyes, and Rhett nods. Good, Rhett says. Let's see if you're as good at hunting there as you are at identifying them. Come join the hunting squad next month and we'll see how you do in the swamps. So my memory of going on expeditions to the swamps is that basically every event is you seeing a cool creature, and if you choose the option of I don't want to kill it, I just want to study it, then Base comes along and murders it. Not a particularly happy place to explore if you're going on a more peaceful route. Obviously, you can play this game as a much more combat-focused, and there are endings for murdering everything. Hi, Sim. I'm pretty sure you died. Let's see any collectibles here. There are not. Alright. Because last we saw you, you were falling off a cliff and dying, if I'm remembering correctly. You're taking a sample at the base of a tree when you feel something patter off of your head and fall to the ground. It's a nut? That's strange. This species doesn't usually... You look up and your stomach lurches when you realize you've been being watched this whole time. A pair of familiar eyes peers down at you from the branches. It's Sim? He grins down at you. Well, 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 if it isn't the little human. Have you come to visit me, Sugarbug? Sugarbug? I saw you die. Sim's dead. Who the heck are you? It's an alien ghost! Ah! But I saw you die. Did you? He says slyly. You'd think I would remember that. If you did witness my death, I apologize, Sim continues. He leans down from his branch, his long hair dangling just out of reach. I imagine I didn't enjoy it much either. How can you just die and come back? It's a gardener thing, he replies dismissively. He's so casual about it. I make regular backups just in case. Backups? Yeah, no, that sounds normal. No, backups? Sim gives you a little smile. Surely by now you know I cannot divulge the specifics of my role here. It doesn't stop you from hinting, or I guess not. It doesn't stop you from hinting. Sim's smile grows wider, and he trills with laughter. I know! Oh, having a secret is much more gratifying than I expected it would be. I guess I'm happy you're alive. Sim sighs gratuitously. I wish everyone felt that way, he mutters. One of my associates seems to feel otherwise. At your confused look, he waves his hand. One of the other gardeners, Noctilucent. There's a word. They really don't care for you humans, I'm afraid, and they're aware I've taken an interest in you. With a soft whumph, Sim drops gracefully out of the tree and dusts himself off. He claps you on the shoulders. I'd watch out for them, if I were you, he says. They're quite dangerous. Sim turns to leave, but you sputter and grab his sleeve. You can't, after all that, you deserve some answers, real ones. He owes you that. He turns to you, one arched eyebrow raised. What is it, Selene? Are you really Sim? Or what do you really do here? Are you really Sim? The one and the same, Sim answers, carefully prying your hands from his clothing. I acknowledge this is difficult for you to understand. He takes a deep breath, considering his words carefully. Humans have but one short window of consciousness, which encourages you to think of yourselves as individual points on the line of history. You are, quite clearly, not your parents, or your grandparents, or your unborn children. You are your own marvelous creature. He places his hand on his chest. I do not disappear when this form dies. I am eternal, in a sense. I am all who came before, and I am all who will come after. I am my own legacy. I am symbiosis. What do you really do here? Sim gives you a blank smile. I am a gardener, he says, simply. I was created to be a gardener, and I imagine I will be one until my services are no longer required. At your look of confusion, Sim softens. Humanity is so concerned with purpose, he says sadly. It is because you were not created for one, and you spend the entirety of your short lives under the impression you need one. The concept of someone having a purpose must be seductive. He shrugs one elegant shoulder. My existence is simple. I act in the ways for which I was created. That is not an interesting answer for an individualistic species as yourself, I am aware. Perhaps we must both accept that it may be beyond the human capacity to comprehend. He tilts his head to the side as if listening to something and squeezes your hand. I fear I have said too much. I hope I can see you again soon, and that all may be revealed to you. Anything else you want to say that's not part of... yeah. Oh, we've seen that one. His double-jointed movements. Here, I brought you... I don't know, an egg. Sim examines your gift in great detail and asks various questions about where and when you found it. He hums to himself as he turns it over in his hands, a broad smile on his face. Remarkable, Selene, just remarkable, he says as he hands it back to you. You are truly the most thoughtful of gift givers. I have enjoyed your presence to the fullest. You try to explain that he can keep it, but he just smiles again and shakes his head. Learn Sim likes the eggs. I'm pretty sure Sim likes everything. Yeah, everything we've given him he likes. And we've also maxed his friendship. That is awfully fast. And yeah, I'm not going to go through all the bush bub ones, because we've seen a bunch of those. You're supposed to be collecting those. Yeah, I know Sim always returns the gifts you give him, which is why I don't mind giving him gifts, because he always hands them back. Unlike everyone else who keeps the gifts, even if they say they don't like it. But yeah, there's very few unique quests here. Alright, there's a special event. It's the boss event of the area. So we'll give that a shot. You've been trekking up a gentle incline for what feels like hours before you finally reach the edge of a cliff. The plain spread out before you as far as you can see in every direction, sparkling lakes reflecting perfect circles of sky. Spark snow drifts lazily through the air, flickering like fireflies in the distance. Everything sounds muffled and peaceful. One of the suns is setting and the other is rising. It's spectacular. Just enjoy the sunset or keep a watchful eye out? We will keep an eye out. We don't need to relax. I assume all that would do is lower stress. Not that we need the perception that the challenge will likely give us, but it might give us something cool. 5 kudos if total equals goal. Alright. Sure. Oh, that base card is still so bad. The -1 to neighboring cards. It's just rough to work with. It's like 6, I want to put down a 5, but Vase's card kills it. 5, 4, 3. +2 to cards with gems. Interesting. So if I did that, but then toss that in, then it gets me a 5, but I don't have a 4. So it still doesn't help. Nah, whatever. -1 stress. Again, I don't need it. Alright, 6, 5, 4. Oh, our super goal is 23. Alright. There's 21, 23. We match super goal and get the extra 5 kudos. Yay! In the jungle, you're never safe. Wait, what's that over there? Just a weird worm-like bug skittering its hundreds of legs under an overhanging plant. Nothing else happens. At least you got some practice. I don't think there was anything else to see. Yeah. We could talk to Sim and have him help reduce our stress. Might as well. A bit of a walk. And then I can make sure I'm not missing any collectibles, because a couple of times I have apparently missed some, which is sad. Let's see. I don't see any. None over here. Yeah, I think I got all of them. So yeah, Sim, lower my stress. Okay. Yep, I think this is the same thing it always shows. And we lost 5 stress. So now we go back to the beginning, or we could go to the end. and return home. I'm just keeping an eye out for any collectibles I might have missed. Doesn't look like I missed any. Let's go home. Yep, go home. And yeah, there was no event to collect eggs for Tang, because that would have shown up as a special thing. At least I assume it would have.